If you love chicken satay, you're gonna love this. Juicy, flavour-packed chicken skewers cooked in the air fryer, served with a rich, creamy peanut dipping sauce. These lip-licking satay sticks are quick, easy, and absolutely delicious. I hope you're all well. Welcome back to It's Cooking Good. Let's dive straight in. We're gonna start with our chicken because we need to marinate that up. And here I'm using some chicken thighs. They're boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can cube them if you like. I actually like to do mine in little strips before I thread them on to the skewers. So let's get chopping these up. So you just want strips, well, as thick or as thin as you want them, but I like to do them fairly thin, but they need to be big enough, obviously, so our skewers can go through them. So just cut through it, nice sharp knife. That's it, there's one. And if you want them slightly shorter, just cut your chicken on a different angle, like so. Okay, chicken done. Bring in a bowl, and I'm going to use my chicken hand here and add that chicken. Let's remove that out of our way. And then to that, we need to add our aromatics. So half a teaspoon of cumin powder and coriander powder. I've got here the juice of a lime and the zest of a whole lime, and I want to use some of that. I don't want to use all of it, so probably half. 1 clove of garlic, minced, and 1 centimetre of ginger, also minced. Now, this is a love or hate one next, which is the old fish sauce. You don't want to get that too close to your nose, that's for sure. If you don't like fish sauce, I appreciate not everyone does, then you can leave this out. But I do quite like it. It does add a really nice saltiness alongside the soy sauce, which we're going to put in. So I'm literally putting in probably half a teaspoon. To that, some soy sauce. So it's probably about a teaspoon and a half. And then to that, some coconut milk. So a good few tablespoons in there. That's it. Again, just the quantities. If you're doing more chicken, you're going to need more of the marinade. Less, you won't need as much. And just give it all a good stir, just to incorporate it. Okay, so in between shots there, I've gloved up because I'm fed up of washing my hands each time I touch this chicken. Now, ideally, you would marinate that for at least a minimum of half an hour. Overnight if you can, but obviously we haven't got that time. And I'll make a few up now. Here, I've got some wooden skewers. I've soaked them because I don't want them to burn in the air fryer. Get some of your chicken, get a nice piece here, and just thread it on. Don't have to be too particular about this, however you want to do it. Just sort of, I tend to concertina it on, so something that looks a bit like that. And then if I've got any sort of flappy bits there, I'll just bring that over and put it on, and then just pull it out a little bit so that it sort of stretches out, and you end up with something that looks a bit like that. So I'll crack on, I'll do the rest of these, and I'll see you shortly. Satay sticks are done. What I didn't say before is you could use chicken breast by all means. The only thing is, because we're cutting it so thin and it's going in that air fry, it does have a tendency to dry out. So if you can, go with the chicken thigh. Anyway, I'll see you over at the air fryer, and let's get these cooking. Okay, so those of you that have watched the channel before will know I'm all about minimal washing up. So that's going in straight in that dish. Close her up, and we're going to cook these at 180, usual temperature, for between 5 to 6 minutes. I will check them at 5. If I need to change anything, I can always cook it for a little bit longer. See you shortly. Okay, so while we're waiting for our chicken satay to finish in the air fryer, we need to get on with that all-important peanut dipping sauce. And we're gonna start with some peanut butter, and I've got 2 tablespoons of smooth peanut butter in this bowl, and we're gonna mix in the rest of our ingredients. And we're gonna start with some chili flakes, the rest of our lime juice and zest. Just get that all in there because I do like the zest. Again, if you don't like the lime flavour, don't put the zest in, don't put the lime juice in, entirely up to you. Here is a teaspoon and a half of brown sugar, half a teaspoon coriander powder. I want some more of our soy sauce, and by the way, this is a dark soy sauce, not the light. And then to that, we've also got some more of our coconut milk. And get plenty of that in. Depends how thick or thin you want this, so add obviously more coconut milk. If you want it thinner, not as much. If you want it thicker, and just give that all a good mix in, just to incorporate that. Make sure all of that peanut butter is mixed around. And that looks good to me. If you want to now, transfer that into a saucepan and heat it up over a hob. I'm all about less washing up, as I said. I want to utilise this bowl. I'm going to chuck it in another kitchen appliance, the microwave, for 3 minutes at 600 watts or until it's nicely heated through. Satay sticks are ready. They did take the 6 minutes. I wanted them with a little bit more colour on, so I left them for that final minute. Let's plate this up and make it look pretty. So our satay sauce, look at the colour that's gone, and it's thickened up nicely. Be careful with this because of the coconut milk. It does have a tendency to thicken up pretty quick and it might catch you out. So just be warned. So our satay stick on our little platter plate. Obviously, I'm going to put a few chilies here and there. So let's just scatter a few around and about. Obviously, if you've got diners that don't like chili, don't include that. And we're going to put a little bit of coriander in there as well. We'll nestle some sort of in there. It looks nice. And then final touch, I'm just going to sprinkle some sesame seeds in and around a little bit on the top there. And there we have it. My quick and easy air fryer chicken satay with a peanut dipping sauce. Let's give it a go. Get that chili off there. I don't want to be tricked into burning my mouth. Let's get some of that sauce on there. Oh, wow. That is remarkable. So tasty. That chicken is like melting your mouth. It's like butter. Sauce, spot on. Again, got that saltiness, the sweetness coming from the peanut butter. It really is delightful. Definitely give this one a go. Really simple and really, really tasty. I really appreciate you tuning in and watching through to the very, very end. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell. It really does help the channel and I would very much appreciate it. Also let you know when I put out any new recipes, which is normally a Wednesday and a Friday. Please also comment. If you try this, let me know, or if you've got a variation on it that you think is better, let me know and we'll cook it on the channel for you. I'll put all of the details of today's chicken satay and peanut dipping sauce down below in the description as always. And all that's left for me to say until next time is it's cooking good.